sacred celebration. We give thanks for all we are. Every soul has come so far. Love in action, service true. The divine spirit that is you. We're awakening, can't you see? Living love and living free. One love, one life, one spirit divine. One heart, one life. Your journey and mine. Where compassion flows and grace abounds. One love, where love grows, love is found. One love, where love grows all around. Yeah, yeah. Welcome to this sacred space where we honor every face. The splendor of the God in you, shining through in all you do. Learning, growing hand in hand. Together we will understand. Prosperous, giving, heart set free. One love is our destiny. One love, one life, one spirit divine. One heart, one life. Your journey and mine. Where compassion flows and grace abounds. Oh, one love, where love grows, love is found. One love, where love grows all around. One love, where love grows all around. One love, where love grows all around. Welcome home to one love. Yeah. Welcome home to one love. Where love grows. Where love grows. Where love grows.
That is wonderful. I love that song. I hope everyone else enjoyed it. Greetings and welcome. Welcome to One Love Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Leda Peréz. I am the practitioner here at One Love, and we have Reverend Rodney Gittens with us as well. I hope you enjoyed listening, and we decided to start something a little different this time around. So I wanted to go ahead. I don't know if we're doing Choosing Heaven, but we always used to start with Choosing Heaven. And this time we said, hey, let's get this on here. Reverend Rodney, I don't know where you got that, how you did that, but I'm so glad you did, because it really shows and who we are and what we're about. So let's go ahead and just welcome everyone here today with our mission. Our mission is to provide a stable and welcoming community for all who choose to learn, practice, grow, and play in the unfolding of their understanding of spiritual principles and spiritual living. We envision a world as a sacred environment where spiritual living flourishes through the continued growth and development of learning and application of spiritual principles. One Love's Center practices compassion and service, love and action, and joyous, prosperous giving in the community. Our community has been lovingly created as a place of fellowship, meditation, prayer, sacred healing service, musical celebration, just like you heard, and classes, workshops, and spiritual films.
I got it.
You got it?
I got it.
This is exactly welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of our service today. We love having you here, joining us and in our talk and in our conversation and our reflections today. So welcome. We recognize the splendor of the divine spirit that is you. Please know that we support you in being the best you choose to be in your glorious life. And so I'm going to pass this along to Reverend Rodney Gittens. You're going to go ahead and start with our evocation.
And of course, we say thank you for celebrating spirit with us today. Welcome to a place where love grows. And thank you so much, Leda Peréz. And it's so vital that we not only welcome you, but we welcome you with prayer. We get grounded and founded a foundation of prayer. So we're prayed in, we're prayed up, and we're prayed about, prayed for, and prayed as the truth. So please join me as we go within, and knowing that there's only one power, one life. That life is the life of the divine, the life of all that is holy, because everything is made from the Holy One, from the creator of all things. And so I am knowing that includes One Love Center for Spiritual Living. It includes everyone at any time that you're watching this, or those who are not even watching this. It includes everyone everywhere, houses of worship, houses of prayer that are everywhere, regardless of religion. Doesn't matter. There's only one. And so from that, I know that those who are participating with One Love Center for Spiritual Living are included in this blessing, and each one is indeed blessed, because each one is indeed a blessing. And so we're going forth to complete this year, starting this month, with surrendering into the newness, into surrendering that which has so wonderfully participated in our lives up until this moment, and getting a deeper sense of who we are underneath the skin, because the skin does shed. And so I am knowing that all the right and perfect words are being channeled through Leda and myself and all those who are sharing. The right and perfect music has been created from the mind of the divine. And I know that there is something in store for each and every one. And that there are those who will hear the message from the ones who are listening and watching, because they're going to share it. They're going to share this word. They're going to share this message through Facebook or YouTube or however they manage to share it. I am knowing that there is good and plenty of it to be shared. And so I release this word, knowing that everything is part of this divine manifestation. And we allow it to be the good that it continues to unfold to be as One Love Center for Spiritual Living. As we get to put an end to our 13th year in existence, 14th year, actually, and bring in something new, and thank each every one for being along with One Love, for the continual creation, for the surrendering and continual creation of greater and greater good. And so I allow it to be the good that it unfolds to be in the here and the right now, and affirm it by saying, and so it is, and now it is. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. What you heard here was a prayer. And One Love Center has prayer professionals ready, willing, and able to remind you that spirit is full of power, charged and already within you for your immediate use. We're here to pray for you. If you have anything that you need prayer for, give us a call, reach out to us. You see the request right there. You can you can call 424-235-4326, or you can email oneprayer@csl.org, the Spiritual Living World Ministry as well. You could also leave a voicemail at 646-685-34344. So everyone is going to be able to pray for you. So if you're looking for prayer, we will do that for you for 7 days. And we ask that you reach out to us and let us know where you are as far as, the prayers that we have for you. And you need more prayer, we're more than happy to do that as well. And I'll just bring on Reverend Rodney. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That is exceedingly important, that you not only use us and put in your prayer request, but let us know when your prayer has been answered. Mm-hmm. So, we know that prayer works. That's right. If it happens to work in 1 or 2 days, see, we pray for 7 days. Mm-hmm. So if it works in 2 or 3 days, let us know so we don't have to pray for it anymore. Mm-hmm. And if for whatever reason it hasn't been answered after 7 days, let us know, and we will continue to keep knowing the truth about that situation. Okay? Great. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so good to have Leda Peréz with us, and
To be here.
yeah,
And we're
and
shedding our skin, surrendering into newness, right? This is.
absolutely, yeah. It's about letting go of the old, stepping into the new,
Mhm.
and it. There's no doubt it's challenging. Most people are not comfortable with change. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, uh, and now unless there are rewards, then people have more incentive to change. But still, it's not the easiest thing for us to do, especially if we don't see a reward, if we don't know what's down the road. I gotta admit, when it comes to exercise, yeah, I like to see immediate results. If I do a
Yeah,
little workout, I want my muscles popping. And it's like, no, it's just not like that.
not always, no.
So I have to surrender that thinking of
Mhm.
instant gratification. You know, and I have to surrender to continue to work out. You
Yeah.
know, and not pay attention to what I think the results are going to be.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so it's that, we're saying it takes trust to know that whatever efforts I'm making in any area of my life, that it's going to take some trust to know
Right.
that, yes, it's working out, it's effective, it's for me.
Yeah.
And it takes a level of spiritual practice. Okay. I'm saying that because it takes practice. It's not going to be automatic,
Mhm.
and we really want to be steeped in the practice. So I just wanted to open up with that.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. So there's a lot of, for me, I'm surrendering this little cold that I is lingering on me. So I'm going to surrender it. And I know that it's already done. It's already gone. And it's just allowing it to evolve to where it needs to go. So
That's
all
right.
one way or another are looking to surrender some part of what's going on in our lives. And this is my part right now, just for today.
Absolutely, and that's a prayer.
Mm.
It's and so we know that prayer is answered. And before this is over, she won't even know that she's going through any situation, which is only surrendering to the body taking care of itself.
That's
I
right.
mean, and that's what we call a cold, and that's what we call something that
Mhm.
sometimes seems messy. However, it's part of the process
Mhm.
of our body knowing what it needs to do. And
That's
so,
right.
yeah. So, yeah, and again, we love having you here. I
Thank
believe Reverend Hadra stopped by. Thank you, Reverend Hadra. And anyone else, feel free to make any comments that you like.
Mhm.
Okay, we're going to continue um, with a quote.
Okay, let's go to our first quote.
Well, this is another way to look at what we're talking about, a transformation.
Mm.
It's Zanshin, Japanese from Zan, which is remaining, plus Shin, mind or heart. And so Zanshin literally means the remaining mind, referring to a state of relaxed vigilance and continuous presence. And the spiritual view, as it says, as Zanshin reminds us that real transformation happens in the space after we release the old. It's
Mhm.
the steady awareness that remains once we've surrendered, an open, relaxed readiness for what's emerging. And it's so important that word readiness.
Right.
Okay? Um, I like to think of it more like ready or not, here change comes. So
Right.
might as well be ready. We might as well allow ourselves to be ready so
Mm.
that we can feel like you know what, I'm going to welcome this change
Right.
uh, because it's about what's to come next, having faith and trust in what's next, uh, and that readiness is being faithful and trusting. Any comment on that?
You know, I what stood out for me was you said readiness, and I saw relaxed readiness.
Mm.
How much of us are ready right now? We need to have it right now. I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's get it ready. So we need to be relaxed in the knowing, in that readiness, right? To relaxed and accepting of it. But and that's for me too. It's like I want this now, but
Mhm.
the readiness of being relaxed in that readiness and knowing that it is going to transform to what it needs to be. So
Yeah,
and opening for that emergence of what is to be yet.
that is great. And it kind of leads me really quickly into a secret that most people don't know.
Mm.
The email that I use is prefer to use is Serenergy.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a combination of serene and energy.
Mm-hmm.
And that what comes to me is the energy of the universe, that that which the creator created everything, including energy, out of itself. And it always reminds me that in that space of all that energy, there is serenity.
I
It's a
love.
relaxed state of knowing absolutely that all is well, that everything is being created and transforming with complete and absolute confidence. Even when they talk about chaos happening before creation, the
Mm-hmm.
to me that seeming chaos is part of the creative process where nothing looks like it makes sense.
Right.
How can we be relaxed and calm and vigilant in
Yes.
the space of what seems to be chaotic? Doesn't seem to make sense. I don't know what's going on down the road. And so to me, that's a state of serenity.
Mm-hmm.
I made that years ago in yoga meditation. Uh,
Wonderful. I love that.
yeah.
I have a prayer that I always say from Louise Hay. All is well. Everything is working out to my best and highest good. Out of this situation, only good will come, and I am safe.
I am safe.
I,
Yeah.
so we have to trust that, right? And I love saying that when I am in doubt or I'm, in a hurry of something, and it's all is well. Everything
Yeah.
is working out for my best and highest good. So it's become a mantra for me.
Yeah. Well, some dear friends of mine, they were musical directors at Creative Light Church of Religious Science so many years ago. Derek and Kevin. Oh my God, so long ago. But anyway, they made a song out of that affirmation, and yeah, beautiful. It's on their album too. The album's called All Is Well.
Oh, I
Uh,
love that.
yeah, it's great. So, all is well.
Mhm.
All is well. Everything is working for my highest good. Out of this situation, only good does come. I am safe. I am safe. I love that, and that's what goes on in my mind when I'm that same thing. Whenever a situation arises,
Right.
not only that affirmation, but the song comes up.
Mhm.
So yeah, it works. It works, and that's the reminder, of the transformation. That
Right.
moving from one thing to the next, might temporarily feel that all is not well. However, all is well. Everything is working for our highest good. So, what's the next quote? You can start off that one.
Oh, okay, sure. We have a quote from Oprah Winfrey: "Turn your wounds
Mm,
into wisdom." I love that. Some of the greatest lessons in my life was going through some of those wounds in my life. Turn your wounds into wisdom. That's from Oprah Winfrey. And we have a reflection here for you. Where in my life, ask yourself, where in my life am I still interpreting a past wound as a
mm,
barrier
mm,
rather than a teacher? And haven't you seen that and heard that from so many people who recite what has happened to them years later? They're still living in that
mm,
past, in that hurt, and just how do you say, scratching at the wound, not letting it heal, just constantly picking at it and picking at it. So we I know that for me, I remind myself that what is done, and all is well. I'm moving forward. I
Mhm.
love this quote for that reason. What about you, Reverend Rodney?
Well, yeah, for a lot of those same reasons. The wounds that I have encountered will most are there to teach me a lesson, and especially if I don't want to keep being wounded.
Oh,
Once is enough. Okay, twice. Okay, but three. Look, that's enough.
right.
Okay, so it's like pain. It's to get my attention, to take notice, and wounds work because we have survived it. So we're here to not only tell the story, but to
Mm,
listen to that story and pay attention to the story, so we don't have to keep telling the same story over and over again.
mhm.
And the thing about wounds is, like, sometimes they leave a mark or a scab, like you mentioned, and it's not for us to attack the scab or the wound. It's not asking for that kind of attention. Most of the time, it needs to be left alone. It's like, you know, and sometimes it needs attention. We have to for the healing to occur. We
Right.
have to use the right things, to the salve or the ointment or whatever it is, but it still starts in the mind.
Mm,
For the wound to be healed, it starts with a desire for the healing. And we know that healing means the revealing of truth. So what's the truth that needs to be revealed because this wound has shown up, however it got there?
mm,
All right. So that's the process and the practice, for that wound.
right.
And for it to not to no longer be show up as a barrier.
Hmm.
Um, I might say, "Oh, I'm never going to do that again." However, maybe it wasn't that was the issue. Maybe it was how I did it, or
Mm,
maybe I didn't do it correctly, or something to that effect. And so, what is it teaching me? Well, maybe follow the directions. you know, uh, I may not consider this a wound, but last week I was making some chocolate cupcakes, uh, and I had done it like a few weeks prior, and they were perfect. They were great. First time ever doing it, and it was awesome. The second time, I figured, oh, I got it together. I can do it.
uh-huh.
And they were organic chocolate. Oh, I was just loving it. And I didn't pay attention and didn't make them, I made the batter fine, but I didn't pour them in a cupcake pan and
Oh, no.
correctly. And I put too much in or too little, and they came out horribly. And I
Oh,
felt wounded. I'm like, oh man, mainly because I couldn't get to enjoy them,
right.
and I mean, it was just crumbs, like, oh, you know. And so, like, what's the lesson? Pay attention.
Yeah.
What's the lesson? Follow the directions.
Mm,
And so, of course, now that example is going to work for me in other areas of my life. Pay attention, follow the directions.
mm, mm.
So yeah. So it worked out yesterday because I need to get some paint,
Yeah.
and I took a chip off the wall because I started to leave without it, and just try to tell them, oh well, is this color? It's not quite white, but and the divine spoke to me, and I listened to the divine teacher within. It said, just take a piece off the wall and show it to them, and they put it in a machine and analyzed it, and it came out perfectly. I was like, so grateful. Yeah. And I would have been wounded if I had paid for something I didn't really want because it didn't match perfectly. So I
Right.
just wanted to point that out. And we can use these examples that we go through to grow through them
Right.
and learn from them. So anyway,
Yeah.
thank you for asking.
Thank you.
Anybody who's watching, please feel free to put comments in. Maybe things that worked didn't work. If you have any doubts, put it in there too. Like, what are you guys talking about? Really? Yeah. Yeah. So what do we have next? I'll read it.
Take this. Yes, go ahead.
It says we have to keep our minds open at the top for a new influx of wisdom. We have to set up a sign which says stop, look, and listen. That's by Ernest Holmes, Seminar Lectures, page 106. And Ernest Holmes, for those who may not know, is a founder of Science of Mind and Spirit, religious science. Now we're an organization called Centers for Spiritual Living. And I love this because now I must admit, when it says open at the top,
Mm-hmm.
now we kind of get what that means, but what's the top? Okay, how is there a top? And to me, and my the way I can kind of be at peace with this is at the top is my previous level of understanding. Okay, so I need to move beyond my personal level of understanding. Okay, to be able to look for an influx of wisdom. Now, again, that takes surrender, thinking that my highest and best is it. That's it. Not only is that the highest and best for me, but for everybody else. So how could they achieve my level of understanding? I surrender to a greater wisdom. Like what got me to my top was some certain level of wisdom. Great. Okay. But that was yesterday. That was yester moment. Okay. What about now? Am I still open to be open past what I think I already know? I know people, and some of them are teachers, who think that that's it. They don't need to know any more than they already know. And how dare anybody question what they know? And to me, it's not about, it's questioning what I don't know. And I'm open to knowing what I don't know. And it says a reflection. Oh, did you want to speak to that before we do the reflection?
Well, you know what? When you say open at the top, the symbol for Science of Mind has a V, our symbol, and it is open at the top so that we are receiving. So when I saw that open at the top, it makes sense. We look at our Science of Mind logo, and it has that opening, that V open, with the top being open, completely open and receiving. So I thought of that when I saw that quote. Let's go ahead to the reflection you were going to go to.
Yeah. And so the outer message for me, well, inner and outer, asking me to listen for, is what I mentioned. Like, I don't know what I thought I knew. And see, because change is a natural order of the universe, nothing ever stays the same. Just because what I knew before doesn't mean it's always going to be that way. People have difficulty in accepting that there is activity in a rock. All right. Rocks, yes, they very hard, seem very permanent. They're not going to move, but within them and what they're made of is still atoms and there's molecules. Now they're very dense and they don't move very much. They don't move fast like other forms of life. But something created the rock. And whatever created used atoms and molecules and whatever else materials are made of. All right. They're just moving very slowly. And it's difficult to, you're not going to sit and look at a rock and expect to see it move. Okay. It's just moving way too slow for that. And however, there is something, you can even call it alive, in some of these things that we don't consider to be alive, because they're made up of life. And I want to just say hi, Robert Crossman. He was one of our contributors not too long ago. Thank you. And if you want to make any comments to add to the conversation, please feel free. And so at any time, I think every time our job is to listen for the inner and outer messages. And I love the outer messages because they can come from anywhere. They come from children. They come from, people who may not be on our favorite list. So stop, look, and listen.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not just crossing the street.
Right. And so the reflection that is asked here, and we invite you to be open to that, is what inner or outer messages might spirit be asking me to listen for that I have been overlooking? What inner and outer messages might spirit be asking me to listen for that I have been overlooking?
And I think the important word is overlooking.
Hmm. Yes.
Yeah. Because we're looking at messages all the time. And they come and go, and some of them we let them go. Some of them we need to stop and like, oh, wait a minute, was that for me? Okay, were you trying to tell me something? And it's very easy to overlook something that is requiring our surrender.
Mm.
And a lot of it is what's the word, is not subliminal. However, we don't want to pay attention to it. We ignore it,
Right.
and we don't give it the attention that it needs.
Mm.
And we all know what happens if we don't. Guess what? Here it comes again, like that ticker tape. It's like, what, again?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Why do these people keep telling me this?
What you learn, you bear to repeat.
Yeah. Well, listen, for years before becoming a minister and before I was a practitioner, I would get speakers for our center. And a lot of them will say, well, Rodney, why don't you just do the talk? I'm like, oh, me? And almost everyone would say that.
Mm.
And after a while, some of them would say, no, you do it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, really. And they, that was like such a great amount of love that they shared with me. And it made me have to surrender to my limited way of thinking. So, yeah, and I'm so grateful to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're the ones who gave you that little push.
Yeah, or a big push.
Yeah.
Like that fire up under the butt,
Mhm. That's
Yeah.
right. Well, here's our next quote. It's if you want to go ahead and read that one, I can.
Sure. It says, as our thought is opened and we behold the image of eternity within ourselves, we are changed by this image into a newness of life. This is accomplished by the Spirit of God. This is, again, Ernest Holmes, Science of Mind, page 489. And I like this because many of us will have to surrender to behold the image of eternity within ourselves. So the image of eternity is that of newness, because, it's not stagnant. It's something that is continuing on and on. And a lot of times I remember thinking in my life, is this all there is? I was probably in high school. Yeah, I'm sure. It's like, this is going on forever, but I couldn't see any further within myself. And I couldn't even see outwardly what my life was going to look like. And so when I accepted that newness of life, especially when I was getting closer to graduation, then I became more alive. I was like, oh, I had the enthusiasm for life. And we know the word enthusiasm, the root of that word means in God, from God, that power and energy and life and love that God is in thou, in the Latin words. And so, yeah, that's part of what it takes, is our thought being opened to something new that extends further beyond where I currently am. And how can I more consciously participate with Spirit in my own transformation? This is the reflection. We sit and reflect on this. Maybe an answer is not going to come right away. How can I consciously participate with Spirit?
Right.
in
being,
my own transformation.
yeah, and it's about being still, isn't it? Every
Mhm.
morning I sit in meditation and I read my Science of Mind. I read any passages from the textbook or any New Thought book, but mostly the Science of Mind textbook. But it's about being still and just knowing that, allowing yourself to be open to spirit. And for me, it's just that stillness of it, that stillness of me connecting to the spirit within.
And that is one of the most important thing, the spirit within, the spirit that is me, that is you, that is all of us. All right. It's, when we say the spirit within, it's like we almost expect, like, well, what about the spirit on the outside? Well, I don't see a spirit on the outside. Well, that's because it's within, you know. However, we dismiss it because we don't see it. Okay, it's like the thought that seeing is believing, and we know once we come into a higher teaching, into a metaphysical teaching, that believing is seeing. That once you believe it with your inner eye, with your mind's eye, well, then you get to see that spirit in all of creation, even a rock,
Mm,
whatever it can be,
right.
and it's a spirit. It's the transformation that is taking place happens because of spirit.
Hmm.
Consciously participate, yeah, welcome it, surrender, as you said, meditate, believe what I'm seeing with my mind.
Yeah, it's the I'll see it when I believe it instead of I'll believe it when I see it.
Right.
It's already having that sight of it. So
Yes.
I'll see it when I believe it. I will see it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Absolutely. And as I said before, it's not an instant gratification.
Correct.
The transformation is happening. How can I assist that? As with the spiritual tools, the spiritual practice.
Right.
You can use a practitioner, because sometimes there's no way that we can see the reflection of love that we are,
Right.
in a mirror or in the mirror of somebody else's face. You see the true nature of who we are. We need help of a spiritual practitioner, of which, of course, I am, and Leda is, and one of our guests, Bob Crossman, is, and he's up in Connecticut, and all over. We have, Ellen Swazo. We have Reverend Hadra, and all of our centers of truth everywhere. So yes, that's one practice, using a practitioner to help us see the light, see the truth, participate with that indwelling spirit, to a point where there is no sense of separation, like spirit and me. No, it's just spirit. I am spirit, and I am, transforming in the highest and best ways of spirit in this life. And then there's the spiritual reading. There are things that remind us. We have books and pamphlets and emails and text
Workshop
messages,
and
work,
class workshops and
everything. And something's coming up your way. I can feel it. I
mhm.
can tell you about it. Almost, it's coming up. Check your emails, check your text messages, but also, and there's music as well. There's so much wonderful music that even if it's regular music that you hear on the radio, most of the time there's going to be some spiritual undertone to it. And look for that. Especially love songs. Change the word love for God or spirit. See how that fits. Yeah, give it a shot. And anyway, uh, yeah, whatever you have in your spiritual tool belt, your meditation, your prayer, your silence, your surrender. And there's another quote. You want me to read that, or you want to read it? Yeah.
I have it. You have to lose your hate if you wish to find love. You have to let go of everything that is unkind if you wish to discover kindness. You even have to surrender fear if you wish to discover faith. And this is Ernest Holmes, Living the Science of Mind, page 426. One of my favorite books to read every single morning is Living the Science of Mind. I love this quote. It's about loss and gain. Losing what no longer serves you and gaining all the abundance that's already within you. You know? How does this feel?
Well, yeah. Well, as we say, two things cannot occupy the same space at the same time. And it's either love or not using love. Hate is just not power. We use our power to hate, but hate in and of itself is not a power. Okay. And that's surrender, letting go of anything that is unkind if you wish to discover kindness. Okay. So again, it's not about putting the attention on what we don't want or what we don't like or what we don't need. It's like, well, if that's the case, then what is it that you do like? What are you kind about? Instead of looking at areas to be unkind. And the last part, surrender fear if you wish to discover faith. Faith, all of these, faith, kindness, and love are with us all the time. They're natural. It's like we're just born with them. Sometimes we have to learn how to develop our use of them, but we have them. It's natural. Okay. And so, when we have been taught to hate and taught to fear and taught to be unkind, because we don't make these things up, we learn how to do those things. So when we surrender what we think we know and uncover what is already there. I remember many years ago, I heard Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith jokingly say, "We have some unlearning to do." And I actually saw that quote in the Science of Mind textbook. Ernest Holmes said, "We have some unlearning to do in order to live, a better life, in order to take advantage of these spiritual teachings and the spiritual beingness of who we are."
And in this surrender that we speak of today, it's really the shedding of what has our skin, shedding of all that had not served us. So when we surrender, we shed, just like the snake, it sheds a certain skin and has something, it renews itself,
Mm-hmm.
And in that surrender, we are shedding, we are releasing, we're letting go of what is no longer for our greatest and highest good.
Absolutely. And I just want to welcome Beatrice to the party. Thank you. If you have any comments, feel free to add it to the comment section. And so the next quote, it says, "Releasing the weight of past limiting beliefs and judgments frees us to rise up in faith, which is mental assertion elevated to the plane of realization." Rising up in faith is a mental assertion elevated to the plane of realization. I am placing my attention on my intention, and that is greater awareness, greater realization of truth. Okay, and that's what it's about. What's real? What I was thinking previously and holding on to it. As a matter of fact, I'm holding on to everything. How heavy can that be? That's what we call baggage. Okay. It's like, here's an example that I use often. It's like when people used to smoke cigarettes and like, oh, it doesn't bother me. Oh, No, it doesn't cause cancer. It doesn't do any, give you any problems. Those are limiting beliefs. And when it started coming out on the pack of cigarettes, it used to say, the Surgeon General, says that smoking can be hazardous to your health. And people were like, no, and because the addiction of it all used to tell them to say that, that limiting belief was so ingrained in them. It's like, oh, I just love smoking cigarettes. No, you just don't know how to stop. That's a limiting belief. And until we were willing to be free, to release, to surrender, then we can rise up in increasing our faith, elevating it. It's increments. Elevators only go but so fast. Even the fastest ones go only but so fast. So being elevated is a process, and we have to release the previous level to get to the next level. And it takes faith, because I don't know what's going to happen when I quit smoking, or when I quit doing anything else, or quit believing something that has me limited, that's not allowing me to rise.
The fear of the unknown.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. That's the greatest one. A lot of people don't like the dark.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. This is wisdom teaching of Judaism. A human being is a channel for the divine. Only when the channel is open and free of obstruction can holiness flow into the world. And that's by Rabbi Levi Yitzhak, letting the divine flow through. That's wonderful. If I may read it one more time, a human being is a channel for the divine. Only when the channel is open and free of obstruction can holiness flow into the world. Into the world from that human being. I love that.
Yeah, and that lets us know that we are spiritual beings inhabiting a human body, and we are holy, because that's where our spirit is holy. And I love that, and there are people who would think, well, that's in Judaism. Jews really believe that? Well, yeah, so do Christians. It's just not spelled out that way. So do Muslims. So do most of these major religions, recognizing that there is that divine that is within each and every one of us. So yeah, let it flow through. Yeah. What else we got? Anything else? We have scripture, Philippians 3, 13th verse, 3rd chapter, 13th verse. This one thing I do, forgetting what lies behind and striving forward to what lies ahead, I press on toward the mark of the high calling of God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You want to speak on that?
Oh, yeah. I love that. Forgetting. And again, it's about, moving forward. I love this. What lies behind is, I heard a great story about how so many things in our lives mimic what the truth is for us. If you're in a car, you have a rear view mirror, and that rear view mirror is very small, right? It's a small little thing. And in front of you, and so what we've learned is to stop looking at that rear view mirror, stop looking behind us, because in front of you is a windshield, and it is greater and bigger than what lies behind you. So remember that, it was such a great lesson for me when I heard that. I was like, oh my gosh, everything that behind me doesn't really matter. There's everything in the future and forward thinking that leads to greater good, greater abundance. And even when it doesn't, it does.
Yeah. Well, what's in the rear view mirror is been there, done that. And if you're staring in the rear view mirror, you're not gonna,
not gonna move
you
forward.
end up with some wounds.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get very far without entertaining some wounds.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And pressing on toward the high calling of God means living our best life. That's the high calling, is like, answer the call. Well, yeah, the call is like, well, why are you here? Oh, I'm here to answer the call. I'm here to live into, God's highest vision for my life. Yeah. Even if I don't necessarily know what that is, guess what though? I move forward step by step. I drive one,
Mhm.
you know,
Mile.
mile at a time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
without staring in the rear view mirror.
Mhm. It's having
Okay.
that faith that you can move forward, and, no matter what that is, you're stepping into that first step, as Martin Luther King said, "Just have faith and take that first step." That's all you have to do, take that
That's
first
right.
and step into it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mhm. All right.
Yes. Yes.
So we're into our, affirmations now.
Yes. All right. So I'll start it off if you like.
Sure.
All right. And everyone else, please feel free to join us. And I invite each one to take a breath and give a breath. Release it. Surrender that breath. Can't hold on to it. It says, "It is so that, like the snake that sheds its skin, I naturally grow beyond old patterns and step confidently into my renewal." Let's take a breath and give a breath again. It is so that, like the snake that sheds its skin, I naturally grow beyond old patterns and step confidently into my renewal.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Mhm. Let's take a deep breath. It is so that I am open at the top, living consciously in the infinite field of unlimited possibilities where spirit flows freely through me. I love that. Let's take another deep breath. It is so that I am open at the top, living consciously in the infinite field of unlimited possibilities where spirit flows freely through me.
Mm-hmm. I invite I invite each one to take a breath. Repeat. It is so that I am open and willing to embrace the new experiences that Spirit is preparing for me right now. Oh, let's take a breath and do that again. Just feel that. Know that it is true. Just take a breath. It is so that I am open and willing to embrace the new experiences that Spirit is preparing for me right now. Yes. And so it is, and now it is. Yes. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. And now it is. Mm.
Okay.
And so let's go ahead and ground this wonderful message. Thank you so much. This was a great conversation. I hope that you as well enjoyed this conversation. We'd love to hear from you. But let's take a deep breath as we come fully present into this sacred moment. I recognize that today invites me into a holy shift, into a release, into a renewal, into stepping forward. Letting go of the old and stepping into the new can feel tender and it can feel uncertain, even challenging. And yet I know that it is one of the most profound and rewarding movements of the soul. I acknowledge that the act of surrender is not weakness. It is trust. It's knowing. It's that willingness to place my faith in the infinite presence that guides me, that supports me, that expresses in me. And as I let go, I'm not falling. I am lifted. I am surrendering to something greater and wiser and infinitely loving. I know this for myself, and I know this for Reverend Rodney and for all those who are here with us today. Right now, I consciously release what no longer serves me. All the old patterns, the outdated stories, the worn out defenses, and anything that restricts my highest and best expression. I open myself to a newness, to spirit is forever unfolding in me. I step into this next chapter with clarity, with courage, and with grace. I affirm that I am guided, that I am supported, that I am held. I know this for me. I know this for all. And I surrender and I rise and I say, and so it is, and now it is.
And this is the truth. And so wonderful that we get to divinely be prayed about, knowing that yes, there is a divine that is living its life in, through, and as each and every one of us. Thank you so much for that powerful prayer. Yay, for grounding us in that. And what that most certainly is affirmative prayer, affirming the truth about our true nature. And please know that that's what we do. We are prayer professionals, ready, willing, and able to remind you that Spirit is full of power, in time, all the time, on time, and use us, so that we can know the truth about you, about whatever situation is going on, knowing that within you, everything you need is there. And we'll continue to pray until we know that you are not only accepting it, you are benefiting with it. Okay, so I just want to check something very quickly. Okay, all right. So I just got to notice there was a little difficulty on Facebook, but I guess we're back. All right. So again, it's about prayer, and I lost my information about prayer. Let me just bring that back. I just wanted to remind everybody that you can put in for your prayer support at One Love at onelovecenter.org and leave a prayer request there. You can call us at 646-685-3344 and leave us a message, and we will get back to you with your prayer, answering your prayer requests. Also, you can use the World Ministry of Prayer. They're back at oneprayer@csl.org, or call them at 424-235-4326. And remember that all prayer requests are kept in the strictest of confidence. And again, we use that time to pray for 7 days about whatever situation you're going through. If you need more time, give us a call. If you need more in-depth time with a practitioner, it can be done on a fee basis. No one is turned away. So whatever you're going through, and you need some time to speak with us and reveal what needs to be revealed, we can do that. Again, just contact us. Let us know what your needs, desires, wants, concerns are. Okay. So, also, we want to thank each and everyone in advance for your giving, for that which you are choosing to give, that which you have already given. I know we did the Giving Tuesday. Well, the Tuesday may be over. However, it's never too late to give. And so we give thanks for that. We give great thanks for your ability to give and for your desire to give to help support One Love Center and what we do, to continue the work that we do, and even on a greater, grander scale. And so we have the affirmation of abundance. And before I do that, I just want to say you can send your donations to PayPal. Go to our website, onelovecenter.org, use PayPal, or you can use a Cash Me app at $OneLoveCSL. And so we have our affirmation of abundance, and you can feel free to put your hand over your heart, or maybe over your forehead, or wherever it feels good and you feel that divine energy flowing. And then you recite the affirmation of abundance, knowing that that energy is just flowing through your hands and making its way wherever it needs to go, wherever you're feeling spiritually fed. And the affirmation of abundance is money, as one of many gifts of spirit, is good. As I share my offerings, I know that I am actively creating a space to receive more gift, more money, and more good. And I am grateful for the ability to give and for the good work these gifts do in our center and in our world. And now it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And at this time, we're going to have some announcements.
Okay, sure. I will do those. Of course, we're looking for some tech support. So if you know of anyone who can help us with our services, One Love Center is requesting a member for technical assistance managing our broadcast. Contact us at 646-685-3344, or you can email us at onelovecenter.org to be of service. We bless you and thank you for that opportunity. We also want to share a little bit, if you would choose to join Ellen Suazo, our practitioner here at One Love, on her upcoming destination retreat. You're invited to be part of this beautiful adventure on a semi-private island in Pisota, Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. It's going to be amazing. You're going to love what it's all about. More information, just email us again at onelovecenter.org, and we'll give you more information on that. Or you can go to that website right there, and you can sign up for it. We also have Science of Mind magazine. We really love the fact that we can read along with you. So for the whole month of December, you can get a Science of Mind magazine. Subscribe to our monthly Science of Mind magazine. Of One Love receives 6 months. If you do it with us, you get 6 months complimentary. For further information, please go to our website. Join our email list at onelovecenter.org. Thank you so much for that. And we also have, I think I'll bring Reverend Rodney back for this information. He knows so much more about it, but it's the New Thought Group. Reverend Rodney, you want to speak on that?
Sure. It's People of African Descent New Thought Group. It's a new thought group that we're in our, oh my God, 7th year, and we're going into our 7th year, and it's our conference called Celebrating Our Soul, and it's open to everyone. All are welcome, and it's August 13th to the 16th. The theme this coming next year conference is Claiming Our Sacred Power. 4 days of awakening, journey, celebration, and embodiment. Registration just opened up this week. So early registration, which means it costs less. So you definitely want to do that and be a part of it. We have wonderful speakers. We have, of course, Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith. We have Brother Ishmael Tete has signed aboard, and we have just a wonderful slew of awesome speakers, Reverend Dr. Sheila McKeithen, and I can go on and on. However, go to our website, padntg.org, and check it out and check in. All right, there's another convention coming up before that, and that is the Convention of the Americas in Chapala, Mexico, July 21st to the 25th. And you can go to that, you can email them at the email that you see there. You can go on Facebook and look up Convention of the Americas, and you'll see their information there as well. And you might even see me, because I've been to the last 2, and we're going to the next one. That's going to be awesome. I hope you show up. We're going to be doing some wonderful, wonderful things. It's a wonderful, intimate convention with a lot of powerful spiritual activities. You'll love it. So I think that's it for the announcements. All right.
Yes,
So,
it is.
yeah. So we want to thank you for joining with us today. Thank you for being with us. Please feel free to share this, from Facebook or YouTube.
Mhm.
And we're starting the month surrendering.
Surrendering and shedding our skin. Yes.
Why? Because we're moving into something new. Yes, it's a new year. Every day, every second is new. However, it's the mindset of releasing and letting go, because we had a whole year to accumulate stuff. All right. Now, what I've added on a lot. However, what can I release to help me rise?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Any other comments?
Just being open from the top, just be open to it, to all the good that is coming for you. Absolutely.
Whatever you consider your top to be.
Whatever that is for you, yeah. And I hope
Open up
and be ready and receive. Open up and receive.
and dare yourself.
Right.
That, well, maybe I don't know everything. Okay. Or maybe there's more for me to know.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So it's time for our closing prayer, and we'll follow up with a song.
Yes.
And so just knowing that right where I am, right where Leda is, right where each and every one is, that there is a power that is in and through each and every one of us at living this life as us, most certainly through us. Okay. So each and every one gets to be the expression of the divine that's up to something remarkable, up to something that is different. They say variety is the spice of life. And so there is no two of anything. There's only one. Now, two might look similar, but there's only one, because there's only one life. And I know that as each and every one of us moves forward from this place with working with the idea of surrendering our skin of that which feels so comfortable. It's like, oh, well, what's next? And how am I going to be? Where am I going to be? It's an adventure. Yes, and I pass my word to Leda.
And I am so grateful for this word that we shared today, and the act of surrender, how beautiful that truly is, that we are letting go and releasing, we're renewing, we're stepping forward, we're lifting up. I know that it is for me, and what is for me is for all. So I just release all that, all the old patterns, as I said before, and know that I am guided. And I know that for you, that you are guided, that Reverend Rodney is guided, that we're all held as we surrender and continue to rise. I know that this is so. It is so. And together we say.
And so it is. And now it is. Yes. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you.
All right. We got a great song coming up. And one that most certainly assists us in surrendering. And let's bring that into play. Yep. Yeah. It definitely is a favorite. You can't get enough of it. And it's always a constant reminder. Here we go.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, surrender, release, let go, and trust, because it's all God.
It is.
Yeah.
God, it's all good.
Thank you. Bless you all for being with us. Remember to share this. I know there was an issue with Facebook. It came out fine on YouTube. So we'll see you again next week. And peace and power to each and every one. All right.
All right. Bye-bye.